Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and you read that title right. We are bringing petty back. So if you're new to my channel or if you haven't seen the series before, I created, I think it was back in 2021, what I called the Petty Project Pan. And it was a project pan where I would pan products that either for very petty reasons I did not like, but did not dislike them enough to declutter, or like for a very petty reason, was preventing me from using the product. So the project pan was to get me over that little petty hump to finally use up the product and move it out of my collection. So I started the project as like a 3 to 6 month project, and then I had a lot of fun with it. So I made it a year-long project in 2022. And then that's where I hit the issues, right? Because when I get to a point where I'm panning a full face of makeup, it's no longer fun to me, because then I can't swap anything out. I have a huge makeup collection. So limiting myself to only one face of makeup, after a while it gets boring. Even when I do make it into this fun challenge for myself, like a Pan That Palette. So I want to do another year-long project pan, but we've got different rules this time, and it's going to be rotating. So hopefully I don't get stuck in that same rut that I did back in 2022. Because honestly, I had so much fun with this concept, and the last few months I've been looking through my makeup collection, and I've been thinking, ooh, I've got a petty reason for this, and I've got a petty reason for that. And I had so much fun with the petty project pan that I wanted to bring it back. So here we are. We're bringing it back. It's going to be a year-long project, and I don't think I'm going to be doing updates every single month. I think I'm only going to be doing an update when I have something pretty big to share. So I have a couple of questions for you guys, because I could do this one of two ways. I could either only post a main video when I have a lot of products ready to swap out, or I could post smaller updates on shorts. And I'm kind of leaning towards doing smaller updates on shorts, because I've been trying to put out one shorts video a week. So if you want to see it that way, let me know down below. Otherwise, I could do a main video like this for big updates. So what I'm doing, we're going to have 3 products in at any time. So this is going to be 3 products. I kind of already fibbed that, but you'll see when we get to the actual products. So I want to keep this to 3 products, and it's going to be rotating. So whenever I hit the goal, and the goal for everything might not be completely use it up. It could be hit pan, hit X many uses, so on and so forth. But once I hit that goal, I will swap the product out for something new. So I'm hoping by keeping it only to 3 products and by making it a rotating project pan that I will avoid the issues I had previously. And speaking of previously, I have playlists for my first petty project pan back in 2021 and for my year-long 2022 petty project pan. I'll throw those up in the cards. So I think we hit all the bases. I want this to be a year-long. I want it to be rotating, and we're doing 3 products at a time, and every product is here for some petty reason. All right, let's get into the products. Product number 1. I have this Garnier Skinactive BB cream, and I've used this as a primer. A long time ago, before I was even into makeup. I remember I had to go to a wedding, and my grandmother slathered this all over my face like a foundation. I did not like it that way. It was weird. It felt like I was wearing a mask, but I think that's just my grandmother applying it. She's not necessarily the best at makeup. But I loved the scent of this. It smells kind of like a fancy sunscreen. And I liked the way that when I applied it, a very thin layer, I liked the way that it sat on my skin. So I ended up using it as a primer. And the one I originally had, I completely used up. And then I bought this one because I was feeling nostalgic and I wanted to go back to using it, right? Now I'm sick of looking at this. I look at this and I see a couple of petty reasons why I still had this in my collection. The first is just nostalgia. The nostalgia bait got me to rebuy this. Did I need to rebuy this? No, I have a whole drawer of primers. Number 2, I'm actually really not liking the packaging anymore. Usually I love squeezy tubes, but this squeezy tube is extra thick, making it hard to roll it up to get all the product out. So sooner rather than later, I'm probably going to cut this open. Petty reason number 3, this comes in only a couple of shades. This is shade light medium, and now when I wear this, I look like a Cheeto. It's very orange. With just this on, I look like an Oompa Loompa. So I can definitely not wear this on its own, which I used to do back when I was, not pale as Casper. I used to wear this just because it has SPF in it, right? It's got SPF 15, not a whole lot, but there's SPF in it. But now I can't wear it on its own. It's just an okay primer, and I do like using it as a primer, but honestly, I've been experimenting and I find a lot of other products, and I have a lot of really good go-to primers, and this isn't one of them. So I'm sick of looking at it in my primer drawer, so we're gonna finish it. we're gonna finish it. I'm wearing it as a primer today. I, of course, have to wear it underneath like a medium to full coverage foundation, because if I use this with a really super sheer foundation, the color looks very off. So the goal for this one is actually going to be to use up the product. I've got like a little more than half of the squeezy tube left. I'm not going to measure it in the tube because I really don't like the product. I don't like the packaging. So I'm probably going to depot this into a different container. So that's why I'm not going to do like progress pictures on this. But once we put this in another container and it's easier to measure, I'll show you there. So this is product number 1. All right, petty product number 2. So I have like a small like palette of single eyeshadows. Back when I first got into makeup YouTube, the single shadows were everything. Everyone was making their own palettes and making their own color stories and buying singles, and it was very difficult to like come in as a newbie and figure out like how to put together a palette. Like that's a very like advanced kind of skill to have that eye for color and for formula and everything, right? So I ended up just doing my best and buying a bunch of random single shadows throughout the years. And to be frank, I'm not a huge fan of single shadows. Like, I would much rather have a palette. I'm a much bigger fan of eyeshadow palettes than I am of eyeshadow singles. And over the years, I've like whittled my single eyeshadow collection down, and I only have a few. Actually, I can probably show you. Hold on. Here we go. So these are all the single shadows I have left. I'm not going to tackle all of them in this project, but I do want to, moving forward, put considerable effort into using these up because I don't reach for singles. I just kind of want to finish them up and move them out. So for this particular instance of the Petty Project Pan, I have these 3 shades. And this is where I said I technically already cheated because yeah, I'm counting it as one product, but it's already 3 single shades. But really, they're so small. Let me zoom you in. So these are the shades. This is just a beige shade that is very close to my own skin color. And honestly, I don't even know what brand this is. It's been so long. I don't know. It could be ColourPop, it could be MAC, who knows. But I've got that shade right there. And then these 2 shades, I'm pretty sure I depotted them from either an old Too Faced or ABH palette. I did not label them because I don't like single shadows, so I did not label these bad boys. But I depotted that shade into these little empty palettes or empty pans. And there's like a huge dip in both of them. I don't know if it's coming across on camera very well, but there's a huge dip. So I'm going to hit pan in them very soon. And I'm actually wearing both of those shimmers on my lid in this look today, and I think it came out very, very pretty, if I do say so myself. So I know I just introduced a Pan That palette, right? I specifically chose shades that I think are going to be very quick to go through and that match my Pan That palette very nicely. Here's the Pan That palette. It's the peach palette, so of course we have some peachy toned shimmers and then just a skin tone shade. I feel like I could use these together with this very well, and this is something that I want to go through and use it up. And I feel like I can. This shade is going to take some time. It's probably going to take at least a couple of months to finish up. But if I use it every day, like I use this today to set my eyeshadow primer, if I use it every day to set my eyeshadow primer, I feel like I can go through it without a problem, right? It's not like anything way out there that I don't think I can finish up. So these are technically the 3 shades I'm calling one product, and the goal for these is, again, I want to use these up. And I feel like I'm going to finish up the shimmers much quicker because I can use them with my Pan That palette, and they're very soft pressed because I already depotted them and repressed them from a different palette. All right, and last but not least, we have one of my Kylie Cosmetics products. So this is her Kylighter in the shade French Vanilla, and I've had this thing for years. The petty reason I want to finish this is because I'm also like sick of looking at it, and also I've been using this over the years and I've worn off that imprint, and I am shocked I haven't hit pan on this yet. The goal for this is just to hit pan in it because I see so much use here. It should have pan in it, but it doesn't, and that kind of bugs me. Yeah. That's it. So the goal for this is just to hit pan. I was gonna put this on today and I forgot. I'm a bad YouTuber, but but I want to use this just until I can get like a nice size pan. And I feel like it won't take that much use, but I need to make a concentrated effort to hit pan in this. So I feel like out of everything here, this is probably the goal I would hit first, but I really want to hit it. I really just want to hit pan in this just so I can see the wear out of this like highlighter that I've had for many years. So there we have it. Those are the first 3 Petty contenders in the Petty Project Pan for 2024. Let me know down below how you guys want to see updates. I'm leaning more towards doing shorter updates via the actual shorts. No pun intended. And then when I'm ready to swap out all 3, doing a big kind of video, like a main video here on the channel. But let me know what you think down below. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you want to Petty Pan anything along with me. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.